The crystalline mountains of Nectaria rose majestically against a violet sky, their translucent peaks refracting the light from twin suns into vibrant rainbows. Richard Mason gazed out of the transport shuttle's viewport, his reflection faintly visible in the reinforced glass. He couldn't shake the feeling that this assignment was some sort of elaborate prank. As the shuttle made its final approach to Agricultural Complex 7, the pilot's voice crackled over the speakers, instructing passengers to secure loose items. Richard tightened his grip on his equipment bag. After 5 years spent maintaining propulsion systems on deep space freighters, he had anticipated a posting that involved more engine grease and less farming. The assignment brief had been frustratingly vague, mentioning only technical oversight of specialized biological resource extraction. The shuttle banked sharply, revealing a sprawling facility nestled in a valley between the crystal peaks. Geodesic domes dotted the landscape like morning dew, interconnected by elevated walkways that gleamed under the purple sky. "Welcome to the milk run," the pilot chuckled as they touched down. "Hope you're ready for it." "The what?" Richard asked, but the pilot was already busy with landing procedures. The airlock cycled with a familiar hiss, and Richard stepped onto Nectarian soil for the first time. The gravity felt slightly lighter than Earth's, making his initial steps awkward. As he adjusted, a tall woman in a crisp white uniform approached him across the landing pad. "Mr. Mason, I'm Director Mitchell. We've been expecting you." She extended a firm, professional handshake. "I trust your journey was comfortable?" "As comfortable as 2 weeks in cryo can be," Richard replied, rolling his shoulder where the neural interface had left an ache. "I have to admit, Director, I'm a bit confused about my assignment here. My expertise is in propulsion systems." "Yes, but your file also indicates exceptional problem-solving abilities and adaptability," she said, gesturing for him to follow her into the main complex. "Those qualities are exactly what we need right now." They passed through a decontamination chamber and entered a wide corridor with views of the surrounding valley. Richard noticed small groups of human workers hurrying about their tasks with an air of barely contained urgency. "Our facility faces unique challenges," Director Mitchell continued. "We're responsible for harvesting and processing a vital energy resource essential to both our colony and several neighboring systems. However, recent climate changes have affected production, and we need someone who can think creatively about solutions." "What kind of resource are we talking about?" Richard asked. The director paused at a security door, scanning her badge. "It's better if I show you." The door slid open to reveal a large circular chamber lined with sophisticated medical equipment, but it was the chamber's occupant that stopped Richard in his tracks. She stood near one of the pods, adjusting some controls. Her deep, iridescent blue skin shimmered in the soft lighting, and her cascading red hair resembled Earth's sunset. When she turned to face them, Richard noticed her eyes were completely black, except for pinpricks of silver light like distant stars. "Ah, Katricia," Director Mitchell called out. "Perfect timing. This is Richard Mason, our new technical supervisor." The alien woman's lips curved into a smile that quickened Richard's pulse. She moved toward them with an almost liquid grace. "So this is the human who's going to help us with our little problem," Katricia said, her voice carrying a musical quality. She circled Richard slowly, examining him with undisguised interest. "How fascinating. I didn't expect them to send someone so compatible." Richard felt heat rise to his face. "Compatible with our biology," she purred, stopping directly in front of him. "You see, Mr. Mason, my people produce a very special substance, an energy source more efficient than anything your scientists have developed. But lately," she touched her chest just above her heart, "we've been having trouble controlling the flow." Director Mitchell cleared her throat. "Katricia, perhaps we should start with the technical briefing." "Oh yes, always so formal," Katricia laughed, her voice like crystal wind chimes. But he'll need to understand the practical aspects too, won't he?" She leaned closer to Richard, her star-filled eyes captivating him. "After all, he'll be handling us quite intimately." Richard took an involuntary step back, bumping into a monitoring station. "I'm sorry, what exactly will I be doing here?" "Your primary responsibility will be maintaining the extraction equipment," Director Mitchell said quickly. But you'll also need to assist with the manual collection process when necessary. Manual collection? Richard's voice cracked slightly. Catricia's smile widened. What your people charmingly call milking, she said, clearly enjoying his discomfort. Don't worry, I'll teach you all about proper technique. Some of us require a very gentle touch. From another pod, a softer voice spoke up. Catricia,